The Trump administration's bold claim. Can Apple's $500 billion investment reshore iPhone manufacturing? The White House stands firm in its assertion that President Donald Trump's vision of American-made iPhones is on the horizon despite overwhelming skepticism from industry analysts, Apple itself, and even historical precedent. The claim hinges on a two-pronged strategy: Apple's recent $500 billion investment pledge and the impact of Trump-era tariffs on Asian manufacturing. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confidently stated during Tuesday's press briefing that the president believes the confluence of these factors will incentivize Apple to significantly expand its U.S.-based manufacturing operations. He believes we have the labor, we have the workforce, we have the resources to do it. If Apple didn't think the U.S. could do it, they probably wouldn't have put up that big chunk of change, Leavitt declared. Trump himself echoed this sentiment on his Truth Social platform Wednesday, proclaiming, "This is a great time to move your company into the U.S., like Apple, and so many others, in record numbers, are doing." He painted a vivid picture of a resurgent American manufacturing sector, envisioning a return of the mass production assembly lines previously associated with Asian economies. Remember the army of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones? That kind of thing is going to come to America, he asserted. This optimistic outlook, however, sharply contrasts with the realities of Apple's manufacturing model and the long-held views of its leadership. The late Steve Jobs, during conversations with President Barack Obama in 2010, reportedly expressed the impossibility of such a large-scale shift to U.S. manufacturing, citing a critical shortage of the highly skilled workforce required for iPhone production. Axios unearthed these previously unreported conversations, highlighting the fundamental challenges in replicating the sophisticated and highly specialized supply chains currently concentrated in Asia. This sentiment was reinforced by Tim Cook, Apple's current CEO, who, in a 2017 interview with Fortune, clarified that Apple's reliance on countries like China stemmed not from a pursuit of cheap labor, but rather from access to a highly skilled and readily available workforce with the expertise needed for complex electronics manufacturing. The Trump administration's memorable labeling of Cook as Tim Apple adds an ironic layer to this ongoing debate. The stark contrast between the White House's pronouncements and the realities of global manufacturing has sparked significant debate among industry experts. Laura Martin, a senior technology analyst at Needham, succinctly dismissed the administration's claim on CNBC's The Exchange, stating, "I don't think that's a thing." This dissonance is further underscored by Apple's recent market performance. Anxiety surrounding the impact of tariffs and the broader macroeconomic environment has contributed to a significant downturn in Apple's stock price, with a 31% slump year-to-date. This decline culminated in Microsoft overtaking Apple as the world's most valuable company, further highlighting the challenges facing the tech giant. The core issue isn't simply about labor costs. It's about the intricate ecosystem of specialized suppliers, advanced infrastructure, and highly trained engineers that have coalesced in regions like Asia over decades. Replicating this ecosystem in the U.S., even with a substantial investment, would be a Herculean task, requiring not only financial resources, but also a significant restructuring of the American manufacturing landscape and educational system. The skills gap remains a substantial hurdle, requiring years of investment in training and education to cultivate the specialized workforce needed for high-tech manufacturing. While Apple's $500 billion investment represents a significant commitment to its future, it's crucial to distinguish between general investment in research, development, and potentially domestic facilities, and a wholesale relocation of its core iPhone manufacturing operations. The White House's narrative, while politically appealing, faces substantial challenges in reconciling its optimistic projections with the intricate realities of global supply chains and the expertise required for high-tech manufacturing. The considerable skepticism within the industry suggests that a complete shift to US-based iPhone production remains a highly improbable scenario, regardless of tariffs or large-scale investments. The debate highlights the complex interplay between political aspirations, economic realities, and the intricate dynamics of global manufacturing. The coming years will reveal whether Apple's investment leads to a significant expansion of U.S. manufacturing or remains primarily focused on areas outside of core iPhone assembly. The current evidence strongly suggests the latter.